Yes, folks, as we continue, this is the NBA playoffs here on YouTube as the Memphis Grizzlies will take on the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Memphis stands no chance in hell. They've got no chance. Da-na-na-na-na-na. No chance in hell. What is that? That's the Vince McMahon theme song? They probably got no chance in hell. You want to know why the Memphis Grizzlies have no chance in hell of beating San Antonio? Because they don't have Marc Gasol. All right. I don't know if Mike Conley is going to make it back for this series. He was hurt last year going into the playoffs, and he made somewhat of a difference against the Warriors in that series, but not too much of a difference. And let's just be real, man. Like, Zach Randolph could do only so much, and he's done enough. He's done enough to the point where the team can do something, but San Antonio is a squad, man. I mean, they're a squad, and like it's real unfortunate because I think that if Gasol was healthy and he was playing in this series, if Marc Gasol was actually you know healthy and playing in this series I would take this a little bit more seriously because Randolph was hurt during the year. He came back, and as soon as they get back together, it's like, man, they were trying to get their chemistry to going together, like those guys have had before, and they just couldn't do it. And I feel bad for Memphis, man. I really do in this situation because you've got, fifth teamers, man. They got D League players playing on their team for the most part. You got an old Vince Carter, and I hate that. Like I said, I hate that. It pains me to go in on Vince Carter. You got an old Vince Carter. You got Lance Stevenson who just throws up shots. You got Matt Barnes who, if he's not, shooting up a whole bunch of crazy shots, what I'm saying, he's throwing punches at Derek Fisher. I mean, I don't want to go in on the Memphis Grizzlies, but I just kind of did. I mean, it needed to happen. All right. The best part about the Memphis Grizzlies is that coach that was able to keep them together at least long enough for them to make the playoffs. All right. But it's a real sad story, man, there in Memphis, man. I want to take it more seriously, but I just can't right now because I know what's going on with Memphis, and I know that they cannot beat this squad. Looking at San Antonio, all right, San Antonio goes darn near undefeated at home. All right, can't be touched at home. So you could basically already end this series already because they ain't gonna lose to Memphis at home. All right, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not showing Memphis any disrespect. All right, I just know the game of basketball, and I know that they can't beat San Antonio unless Greg Popovich has some type of a stroke. All right, and benches LaMarcus Aldridge and Tony Parker and Ginobili and just does not play any of his starters. Even if the only way that San Antonio loses this series is if they get like D League players to come in to play for them. That's the only way they lose this series. All right, San Antonio is a complete squad. All right, and they've been playing like that the entire year. Now, matchup that I want you guys to watch. All right, Tony Parker is one of those guys in which I don't know how to really feel about Tony Parker. All right, he's just another one of those players where he shows up and he plays really, really well when he wants to play. All right, now it would have been easy for me to say, LaMarcus Aldridge versus Zach Randolph. I think that's obvious. All right, a matchup that I want people to pay attention to is potentially now Connolly versus Tony Parker. Now, if it's not going to be Conley, it's probably going to be Farmar. And if it's Farmar, Tony Parker should have a field day. He should, him and Mills should be able to run him around the court all day. All right. So that's the matchup that I want people to pay attention to. Maybe, Tony Parker / Mills because they split minutes. All right. Now, as far as fantasy greatness goes, here's where LaMarcus Aldridge and Randolph come in. All right. Now, LaMarcus Aldridge should be a high-owned player throughout the tournaments, through DraftKings and FanDuel, if you want to say it like that. But Zach Randolph should be higher owned than him because Memphis doesn't have any pure scorers on their squad. I mean, like I said, Lance Stevenson is okay, serviceable. Even though I made a couple of jokes about Vince Carter can still put up points now. I mean, Vince Carter's not no pushover, but he's getting a little bit older. That's what I was trying to say. The Grizzlies have some good down low forces down below with JaMychal Green. and I think Hollins is a serviceable player. But the fantasy player that you really want out of this matchup is Zach Randolph. So make sure that you get him on your lineup. Like I said, I feel really, really bad for Memphis because they're overmatched in this matchup. You know, San Antonio is a squad. All right. Let me say that again. They're a squad, and they've been on cruise control this whole entire time in the playoffs, getting to the playoffs, the second seed, and they basically went undefeated at home, and they didn't make it. It didn't even look like it was a hard task for them. I mean, that's how crazy it was. So you know, you can always say that Memphis can pull off a game at home. This is the NBA. These are professional players. Anything can happen. But San Antonio is going to walk in this series. I wouldn't be surprised if they swept them. I wouldn't be surprised if they won in their 5 games. But one of those two results is definitely going to happen. So let me know how you guys feel down below. It's the WC. Let me send out an apology for the Memphis fans if you watch this video. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing hilarious about it. But I'm just speaking the truth about your squad. All right. This team is completely overmatched against San Antonio. All right, on paper and in real life. At this point, they had Marc Gasol, they had Connolly. This would be a way tighter series. All right, but they don't have two of their 3 biggest players. And you know, if you're telling me that Jordan Farmar is going to score 35 points on Tony Parker in a playoff game, stop it. Just stop. Just stop talking to me. I don't want to hear it. All right. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Make sure that you guys stay tuned for the other videos that's coming, man. The entire first round. Make sure that you check my channel for it, man. It's a WC. Stay tuned for more videos. And until next time, folks, peace out.